Make it good.
Ring, ring, ring. Hello there, Thunders, and
Yes.
welcome back to Cross. Not
Whoa! No. You are doing so well, but hold on. There's a big announcement that we need to make exactly at this moment. Today, for the price of Bitcoin, the second that this channel gets 100,000 subscribers, Elsa will be doing a face reveal. But is there another contingency on that? Within what time frame? Hold on, you're laughing over there, but within what time frame? We agreed to this. Hold on. Say it. Before when? Before my birthday? Before end of year? Come on, let us know. We need to know. Okay, all right, before end of year, there we go. All right, with that said, I want to welcome you back to Crown's Crypto Cave. It's a lovely Wednesday over here in cryptocurrency land. What's up, Mr. Mr. Robin? I apologize for that. If your dildo isn't going up or down, then you just need to take it sideways. That's exactly right. Get a shish kebab going, laying down on your couch. Anyways, with that said, we have plenty to talk about today. There is all sorts of setups screaming actually right now, and as we did say yesterday, as we did say on yesterday's live stream, that yesterday was probably gonna be a day of consolidation, and then within the next 48 hours we are going to be looking for continuation if this is going to indeed be, well, what we think it is going to be, or at least what I think it's going to be right now. And with that said, we are within the next 24 hours. So today, a very, very important day for continuation. I'm going to turn off the alerts for right now. I see no Scott Barney, so fuck him. And let's get right into it right now on the CrownGen application, which we found at app.crowngen.net. And by the way, should address this as well. Coinbase posted some pretty impressive earnings last night, actually. Looks like they almost did about $2 billion in revenue. Not bad, definitely. Anyways, okay, so what do we see on the CrownGen application? By the way, it is 100% free. You can find a link description below as well. And we do see Bitcoin dominance heading up still, so we do look at this, or at least I look at this still as a higher low, and still within the context of an uptrend, and still insinuating that Bitcoin is leading this party right now, which is a good thing, does indicate health, and I look at that as well, likely to get more continuation. So altcoin Bitcoin pairing is probably not going to be doing all that well. However, as long as Bitcoin is up versus US dollar, then I imagine that altcoins will be as well, at least in general. There will be a few outliers here and there, obviously, but Fear and Greed Index at a 71, which is one of our highest reads that we've seen in the last 4 or 5 months now. Pretty damn impressive, but you know, it does need to be taken into context of the current price action, and we are getting a little bit frothy, and I do expect that we will see a pullback, you know, somewhere probably within this next week, maybe even later this week, but there is still plenty to be spoken about in the short-term time frame. So into the market data tab we go. We see global funding rate is still pretty much at parity, at least for the way that I look at it, at 0.01%. That is not really any major consideration for people holding long positions. Yes, they are paying now, as to which they were pretty much not paying or being paid to hold long positions for the past 3-4 months, going all the way back to May in on average. But right now we are seeing that start to follow through with price action, which is good, or it's not necessarily good, it's just to be expected. And until this really gets above a critical level, I typically look at that as 0.1%, which is about 10x our current level. Then I don't really have any major considerations with it. So it's, it's on the radar right now, but still is a long ways to go. More importantly, we do see that global open interest is continuing with the uptrend right here. We have taken out officially the July 24th highs right here. And more importantly, I would be looking at this as very, very indicative that this rally is real, it is healthy, and we've been following up on this for the past month or so, and this has actually been leading price action, which is why I keep a keen eye on this, and also why we overlay it with the price action chart behind it as well. So this is good. This does suggest that the rally is real again, and as I did suggest on Sunday's video, I believe that the low is in, amongst many other things, this one would be one of the small pieces of that puzzle. On top of that, leverage ratio and the Bitcoin reserves on exchanges are both still continuing with their downtrend. That is good. At least that is what we typically see in long-term uptrends. Obviously, you can see right here on the chart when it did enter into a bit of an uptrend itself. That's when Bitcoin had a bit of a tumble from 60,000 to 30,000 bucks. And then we even see a bit of a negative exchange net flow to the negative exchange net flow is what I'm trying to say. Basically, people taking their coins off exchange. Not any huge number right here, just negative 3,600 Bitcoins. But, it would be somewhat good, I suppose, as well. Anyways, still haven't seen any liquidations going on over here, or at least not a big liquidation party just yet. So right now, I want to actually go right directly into the price action charts, because this is the day, I do suppose, and that is what this is pretty much all that I need to see right here on the daily for Bitcoin. Bitcoin did maintain on an open and close basis above the white 200 simple moving average that we did see on the daily, regained 2 days prior to that, and that is typically a sign of strength above all major moving averages. Now all major moving averages are now chasing with positive slopes, and we even have a golden cross on the exponential moving averages, very likely coming in, not today, unless if we close above 64,000 bucks, which I think is rather unlikely today, but probably around end of week, perhaps into early next week, assuming that Bitcoin can just hold above 42,000 bucks. Now, I have something that I really want to get into, but I don't know if right now is not the best time. Look, if I'm just relating the way that the way that I trade, it's pretty damn simplistic right here. All I need to see is what's on this chart right here. Now, typically throughout these videos, I look at a shit ton of different indicators. That's for more YouTube analysis, understand that. And I want to really differentiate trading analysis versus, YouTube just general analysis, because, YouTube general analysis, you don't really get paid for. I mean, you get super chats, I guess, but who cares about that, man? Like, it's certainly not as fulfilling as like actual trading. And realistically, the main point that I want to hammer in here is that it really only takes a few indicators, and realistically, the less the better in my experience. 3 at most. And right here, you can see pretty much all 3 at work. We see expanding volatility, we see Bitcoin above all major movement averages, and we see daily RSI back in the bullish control zone alongside daily Joule actually continuing as well. Now, this signal is very, 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 very aggressive right here, and very likely does not have too much more left in the tank, but does that align with very likely one more push to the upside? Perhaps yes. And of course, the same sort of targets do apply. Anywhere around the 618 Fibonacci retracement from our prior high to our current low would be fair game, and that is also consistent with the CME gap coming in from May 14th as well. May 14th of this current year, by the way, just below about 49,000 bucks. So anywhere between 49 and 48,000 bucks, I would be looking for a bit of a short-term down. Maybe even medium term down as well. And then very likely Bitcoin does try to put in a bit of a higher low. Can I be wrong about that? Yes, absolutely. What is my condition for being wrong about that? Well, there's 2 on both sides. To the upside, I will be wrong about that, and Bitcoin will very likely put in a higher low, much higher than what I currently am considering. If Bitcoin can close a daily dildo, nothing less than that, preferably even a higher time frame than that. I mean, a weekly would be great, or a 5-day would be excellent as well, above 50,000 bucks. If that happens, I don't believe Bitcoin's going to be coming down to like 41,000 bucks and putting a higher low right there. I do believe it's probably going to come in like the mid 40,000s, but first we'd see continuation into the mid 50s before seeing any major pullback. And yes, this is a very aggressive chart as of right now, but it does still likely have one more push, I do believe. Anyways, to the other side, very, very simply put as well, if we just use yesterday's low as a bit of a basing point, that would be actually right consistently with the 200 simple as well at about 44,500-ish region. That was our short-term time frame pullback target from yesterday's video. Then I would start to let go of that idea, and I would be looking for the pullback to happen pretty much from current price action, somewhere down between about 41,000 to 41,500-ish region, and I would be looking for a higher low right there. Now, I want to get into something that I'm actually quite excited to talk about right now. I need to make sure I get my analytics up over here. Just one second. I actually went through a full statistical analysis of all the daily blue buy signals on the hash ribbons indicator. Let me just pull it up right there. There we go. Okay, lovely. And what I've done is, let me just, where is it right here? No, I'm on the wrong chart. My bad. There we go. There it is. Okay, there's the lovely blue signatures. Now, if you're not familiar with this indicator, I can just suggest that you perhaps check out the long-term analysis video that I uploaded on Sunday. Again, it is titled The Low is In, a bit of a clickbait title, but I do provide my reasoning as to why I think that there's a pretty damn good case right now that the macro low is in. And what I've gone through now and done is every time we've had a blue buy signature, we have seen that Bitcoin typically does come back down around the prior daily low from that blue buy signature. So in this case, that would be, for example, in this case right here, we have the blue buy signal right here. Your prior daily low is right here on the 27th of November. And then your next daily low before macro continuation was right over here. And what I've done is that I've looked at all of the percentages as to how close those moves were. And on average, it looks like, as I bring up my stats over here, on average, it was about 7.5% actually, about 7.5%, although I do need to average that out, but I'm just kind of looking at it right now. And yeah, about 7.5% looks about right. So on average, that would be kind of what we do expect. Sometimes it has been on the lower end. On the extremes, we have seen as low as about 2.72% away from the prior low, and as high as, actually pretty damn high in some cases, February 2013 really sticks out. That one was about almost 20%, as was January 2012. But those ones obviously were much more in Bitcoin's early history. So perhaps a bit of a contingent point right there. Anyways, if we were to play around with numbers right now and look at our current low, which this is our last daily low from that blue buy signal, by the way, at about 38,000 bucks. What if we were to just, shave off 10%, from that and see where that kind of come in around. Just, play around with numbers right here. 10% would put Bitcoin's next higher low somewhere around 4,400, or sorry, 44,000, not 4,400, that is. And I do believe that if we really took like the average, it probably would come in around my like $41,500 target, which, yes, actually right under 10%. So that is within the context of that, right around the average. If we actually go to a closing basis, I'm sure it's probably more like 7.5, as I alluded to earlier. Yeah, about 7.71 actually. So overall, I actually will go through and average this out a little bit, a little bit later, but I didn't have enough time this morning to fully go into that. And more importantly, it's all going to be, somewhere right around there anyway. So we can kind of have a bit of a guideline for that. Again, one of the iterations did actually not work out in that vein, like at all. So it is not infallible, obviously, but it does have a pretty damn good history. Other than that, 15 out of 16 iterations have worked out pretty fucking well, actually. So with that said, at some point, Bitcoin will pull back, but I do suspect that we will see further continuation of the upside first, and then very likely some sort of a short-term, medium-term high in either the upper 40s or mid 50s, depending upon if we do close above $50,000 or not. And then that'll judge the next sort of potential higher low target. And again, if there is a black swan event, as we have seen in the past, that has been the only time that we've actually seen that signal being blown through and actually make new lows after that. On the macro scale, obviously it did, dig itself out of that. But I want to bring up another thing that was suggested to me by Mr. Sylvander. I want to give him major credit for this. The blue buy signal on the hash ribbons indicator can be repainted because it is, it is moving averages. So for the couple days after, sometimes if you do see like extremely erratic price action, or sorry, like the hash ribbons, have an erratic change, you could potentially undo the signal. Now, the longer that time goes on, while it's actually solidified in there, the very less likely that is actually going to happen. It would take like a humongously disastrous event, a black swan, you might call that, a 10 sigma event. However, I don't think that's very likely. And because we have seen this now confirmed for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, I'd say that that's very unlikely to happen. But I did want to bring that up and give him credit for it, because that is, it's important to be aware of, of all the potential points of failure here. Anyways, with that said, let's go over here into our momentum charts and see what we're looking at right now in the short-term timeframes, as Bitcoin basically puts in another higher low on the 4-hour, and we do see that 4-hour Stokes will turn back onto the upside with any sort of a closure above 45,675, which we're currently about $100, or actually no, we're currently like literally right around, and that will be confirmed in 2 hours, 37 minutes, and 1 second. So we didn't get the actual short-term continuation conditions met from yesterday's video, but now we are going to have a chance yet again. And by the way, 4-hour Stokes are still within the bullish control zone, and I do quite like that setup right there. Looking at the 3-hour, what do we see? I expect to see something relatively similar. $46,000 is a magical number. We're having a bit of a bullish reset as well, as it comes down to the edge of the bullish control zone. Buy hourly is showing what? Buy hourly showing actually twisting up right now. So 45,200 is magical number to maintain, and hourly is kind of actually in line with the 4-hour, funnily enough, and breaking back into the bullish control zone as well at 45,650 or so. So if Bitcoin can start to close above, let's just call it $46,000, making a nice round easy number, I would be, I would essentially be looking for the next continuation phase to somewhere between about $48,000 to $49,000. At that point, I would be cognizant of any sort of short-term weakness that we see in Bitcoin. If you start to see, bearish divergence being printed, no less than 3 drops on like a 4-hour, or anything less than like a 12-hour, then I probably would be looking for a bit of a pullback. By the way, speaking of a 12-hour, we do have a 12-hour golden cross. Literally, that could happen as soon as today in 6 hours, 35 minutes, and 54 seconds actually, and it will be confirmed with any sort of a closure above $47,000 actually, to be exact. We can actually forecast this right here. Credit to Caretaker for this indicator. By the way, it is 100% freely available, because I get all fucking emails about this goddamn indicator all the fucking time. Understand, it's right there for you whenever you want. You just have to not so lazily type in on the public library. Caretaker's moving averages, I think, is something along the lines, actually. Yeah, CTMAC should actually do it. Moving average crossover levels. Anyways, quite nice stuff right there. And let's go down to the short-term timeframes on Bitcoin as well. And you can see very, very obviously here too, something that I do quite like. When we do see that Bitcoin is, or any asset for this matter, is essentially putting in an uptrend, in this case, we do have higher highs and higher lows, and your downside moves come in on contracting volatility, that's essentially implying that that is very likely to be a higher low, essentially a healthy consolidation, creating a constructive, just push through. And ultimately, I would be looking looking at this as very likely to get more continuation in the same direction of the current trend. 4-hour RSI, very supportive of that as well, as we do maintain in the bullish control zone here too. Looking nice and strong, even printing in a higher low as well. 3 hours going to be, I imagine, basically the same. And by the way, 3-hour BBWP is on the fucking floor over here. So if we do start to expand after a bit of this contraction phase over the last day and a half or so, then that is very likely going to be within the context of trend continuation. Momentum also does agree as well. We already looked at Stokes and where they kind of turn back up. By the way, 3-hour RSI has also confirmed hidden bullish evidence right at the edge of the bullish control zone. And looking at the buy hourly, I imagine, yeah, we have basically the same setup right here as well. Not worth talking about right now because we already addressed that with the 3-hour, and hourly, basically same thing here as well. So I do like all of this, and now we can again use yesterday's low as an invalidation point for something like that. Now, of course, this is not financial advice, I'm not a financial advisor, but if Bitcoin does take out yesterday's daily low, I would be looking for a pullback at the very least to about 42,000 bucks. Very likely a bounce there, and then perhaps a little bit lower to wherever the 21 is, which is about 41,000 bucks. And then we probably do see at least a try for a daily higher low right there. I don't think that's what's happening right here. I do think that Bitcoin's more likely to go to the upside from this region. And keep in mind that we did have a big 5-day closure for CME yesterday, and it closed with flying colors basically. Looks really fucking good here actually. Getting a lovely closure above the above the 21 right here. You can see, typically speaking, if you are familiar with price action trading, you're very likely to come back up, fill this area over here. That is actually around 49,000 to 50,000 bucks. So Bitcoin will have a chance to do that. And if it does close above 50,000 bucks, especially on a higher time frame like this, which is not closing anytime soon, by the way, but even if we saw it on like a daily, 2-day, 3-day, that looked pretty damn good. Then I would be looking for Bitcoin to make a stab up somewhere around 56,000 bucks first before playing out a major pullback. Understand though, this price action is getting pretty extended here. We've had a pretty aggressive move off the lows thus far. That's what you want to see on your macro lows in this case. And momentum oscillators are still supporting, and daily RSI actually on CME specifically is looking really fucking good here too, maintaining the bullish control zone, which realistically we haven't seen since Bitcoin was really roaring back in like December all the way to March, April, right? So this is more or less good, and at least in the way they look at it right now. And of course, that also does mean on the long-term scale of things, as long as Bitcoin maintains above 38,000 bucks, great. No talks about, or at least from my side, no talks about Bitcoin, taking out current lows, especially, but going down to like 20,000, 15,000, 10,000. I think that that's very unlikely, barring some sort of a major, massive, disastrous event. I know that some people would disagree with that, but fair enough. I have my invalidation points and reasoning for that. And then even more importantly, 33,000 bucks over here, still very much relevant as well. Wouldn't be surprised to see that area actually tagged if we did have some sort of like a massive catastrophic event first, and I would give it a chance to, potentially bottom out right there. But for right now, this is a professional gap. We had a massive move outside of that, and it was, was a reversal formation as well. One of the few times you'll ever see me on this goddamn channel ever calling out a falling stupid ass pizza. I fucking hate those things. They're just awful for the most part, and I just have like kind of PTSD with them too, because I don't know, man. For whatever reason, they're like really popular in 2016 and 2017, especially within this market. And I just remember like always going on Twitter and seeing people post about them, and then they would like never work out. It's just hilarious to me. But this one was a real one, and it's one of the few times, probably less than like 10 times in the last 3 or 4 years of the history of this channel, that have actually even marked one off on price action. So in that case, this actually would kind of mark off as a professional gap, and doesn't necessarily have to be retested. At least these are the ones that are a lot less likely to. And with that said, is there anything else that we want to get onto right here? We've already addressed this. Oh yes, let's go look at our Trollinger Band charts as well, just for judging kind of upside areas of interest. And yes, we do see daily over here showing the top side right around about 47.5. It's probably going to expand to 48,000 bucks if Bitcoin does take out its current high. Again, if we do start to close above the top side Trollinger Band, I probably would front run any sort of a signal towards 50,000 bucks actually. Looking at CME, I imagine we have something a little bit more aggressive here. Yeah, about 48,000 and some odd change, and that will expand as well. And CME is actually a lot more easy for short-term continuation as well. Wait, this is, hold on, that doesn't look the same as that. Hold on, what's going on here? Okay, no, it does. Okay, I guess I'm blind. Apologies about that. I'm actually being blinded by this light in front of my face right now. But overall, if we do take out yesterday's high, which is 46.8, don't even need to see a closure above there, just a tick above there. I would be looking for Bitcoin to essentially march its way up somewhere between about let's just say 49,000 bucks with as much as as much as 50. This is still looking decent. Still looking pretty damn decent. should be aware of the potential downfall on the other side. However, of course, we do have a bear moon in progress here. So if you do see Bitcoin take out yesterday's low, that would probably be my confirmation for seeing at least a short-term downside move down about, what was it, 42.5. Very likely a bounce there and potentially lower. But at least for right now, I suspect that maybe the astrology, maybe the old witches have, maybe they've lost their luster for right now. Maybe I shouldn't speak blasphemy, however, as well. So perhaps I will hold my tongue on that. Apologies for that. I should give reprieve to all of the witches of the world, but it is rather interesting just because it has been working incredibly well thus far. So take it as you will. Again, something to be concerned, or sorry, something to maybe be tangentially concerned with as like a tertiary effect rather than like a primary, but interesting nonetheless. And again, I always have a difficult time talking about something like that. I don't know why, or at least I do know why, because I don't want it to be true. You want to look at something like that as bullshit, but at the end of the day, man, well, it is what it is. And here's the thing, and here's what I've really come to grips with over the course of my career, especially like looking at other people's analysis, is that, look, I don't care what your reasoning is for something. I don't care if you have like the most, impressive explanation for why this or that works. I only care about results, because at the end of the day, that's what you are measured by. That is what you are marked by. Your P&L is what you are judged by, and anything else is just for social media clout, which you do not get, obviously paid for or anything like that. So in my opinion, if it works, it fucking works, and who cares what it's called? Who cares what it's made out of? Doesn't fucking matter, man. It does not fucking matter. At least in my opinion. Perhaps people agree with that, perhaps people do not agree with that, but fair enough. I just think that that's a little bit more pertinent, and perhaps that's misguided, but at least it keeps your P&L up. Anyways, should we check out traditional markets really quick? No, we should actually check out Coinbase really quick. So let's check out Coinbase. So leading into their earnings, what did they do? They came back down, retested the gap. Beautiful. I expect that they're going to be having a nice up open, and probably going to be looking at a move towards like $300 over the next month. If I'm curious where did they trade towards? Let's see. Coinbase after hours, it's not showing here. Let's see. No, it's trading 271, right? It's trading 272 about. So actually not too much of a difference right there. So very little response from that earnings report. Very, very interesting. Anyways, this does look like a nice healthy breakout to myself as well. Now, I don't think that Coinbase leads spot price action for Bitcoin, but it does seem to follow, and a healthy Coinbase probably good for the general market. GBTC, I think a little bit of a better corollary right here. And let's just see how GBTC is looking right now. I believe that they're also applying, or in the midst of applying, for a Bitcoin ETF. And I think they probably have the best bid for one as well. What do you know? Golden Cross as as price action retest major moving averages. Nice lift off right there. Beautiful. Even Daily Jewels kind of aligning for a very, very, very aggressive hold your long signal. And yes, this one actually looking decent as well. Let's see what the weekly looks like. A little bit less impressive on a weekly, actually. If I want to be looking at this as some crappy price action, I might be looking at GBTC. But fair enough. Yeah, fair enough, actually. This would actually be rather obvious if we do come back down below yesterday's low. So that does really solidify my view that yesterday's daily low, a very obvious point of management right now, at least for my sort of strategy. So with that in mind, should we get into the comment section right now? I've been speaking your head off for the last 20 minutes or so. Apologies for that. You got to hear my raspy lesbian voice like nails on the chalkboard right now. I'm going to put it back on Bitcoin over here, put it back on some short-term time frames. And what do you know? Oh, she's looking girthy, baby. She's looking nice and lovely. She might even be looking like... Could it be the day? Could it be the day of the... I don't know if it's the day or not, but it might be... Oops. They stopped that. I'm going to get banned from YouTube again. By the way, someone was asking, how do I play these tunes before the stream? Because I typically play some like copyrighted music. What happens is that YouTube just takes away my advertisement revenue, which is fine. I mean, who gives a fuck about that? The music is worth it. So there you go, man. But I understand that for like a lot of people out there, especially people who are, like YouTube creators first and foremost, which I'm not, that, that's probably gonna, dirty up the equation. Anyways, I'll turn on the alerts over here. Let's see what we got going on. Let's see what else has got for me. Okay. All right. First, check the comments that you've been tagged. Dolo Mode says she looks just like Crown, but with long hair. All right. Let's see this one over here. Double R says, Elsa, hi, my dearest Elsa. Very, 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 very polite. Can you remind your bear Jesus to adjust the bottom of the screen so we can see the timeline? Okay, yeah, I can do that. Let's see. I think you're talking about this right here. Okay, there you go. Enjoy, sir. Enjoy. Let's see. Justin says, Elsa, have you told him we can see his screen in the corner of the stream window? Not sure if he cares. You mean right here? Sir, fucking obviously. Sorry. I can't help myself, man. No, it's not a big deal. You can see what's going on my screen. It's actually a stream of the stream, by the way. That's all that it is, man. Anyways, blow up the moon. It's toxic masculine right now. That's right, man. Fuck that moon. This moon is oppressive as hell. Ban the moon. Ban moons. I want my trans moons. Give me a trans moons. Let's see. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, now I'm definitely banned from YouTube. Okay, let's see. Symbol MS says, hello, Crown. Hello, sir. Hope you're doing well. I am doing well. I got a good night's sleep this week, and actually, just like every day this week's been pretty damn good. So, thank you, man. Hope it's going well as well. Thoughts on BF versus Eth? Okay, let's see. Oh, it's Beth versus F. There we go. Let's try this. All right. Bacon. Elsa's a pagan. She calls it a bacon, though. Okay, so what time frames are we looking at here on Binance on the daily? How probable is a retest of spot 8.9? Basically, actually, that's below your current high or low right here. How probable is it? I mean, there's always a probability of it. I think it's a little bit less. I think it's a little bit low. I mean, oh shit, you're talking about all the way down here. You're talking about like the current lows. Look, man, as long as this thing's in an uptrend, it's not like what I'd be looking for to happen. I mean, there's not a whole hell of a lot of history on this, on this chart right here, but at least for the history that we do have, it's decent. It's held up relatively well. It's marching up past its May, or it's actually well beyond its May highs already. In fact, all the way marching up to its March highs here. So this is looking good, man. There is no talks from me about seeing 89 cents, let alone fucking 95 cents, as long as you're holding this higher low right here. Now, if you start to into a downtrend, which is not happening anytime soon, then sure, we can start talking about that. But how probable is it? I mean, there's always probability. I think it's rather low on this one, to be honest with you. This is looking decent. I mean, barring any sort of a I don't know, who knows with these shitcoins, because like sometimes you get hacked, right? Someone got hacked last night. It looks like Poly Network or whatever the fuck. Like Exhibit A as to why I do not have any interest in playing altcoins. But yeah, man, 89 cents, pretty damn far away. It wouldn't be my first target, even on a downtrend. My first target on a downtrend would probably be somewhere down around about 94.5 cents, actually. Anyways, hey, what's up, Abidemic? There he is. Hope you're well as well, sir. Hope you're well as well and living your best life. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you, good sir. Jonathan K says, how many subscribers till we see more than only Elsa's face? That's for OnlyFans, okay? And you have to subscribe on OnlyFans. Actually, Elsa doesn't... Oh, no. Sorry. Elsa left OnlyFans. Now she has become the CEO of OnlySimps.com. Okay. You're... Fuck off! Anyways, you can find Elsa at OnlySimps.com. She does a daily show, and she is very generous with her audience. Can you look at Alien Worlds, TLM? Okay, I'm glad that you included the ticker, because I would have never guessed that ticker for this thing. Oh, this is... It's a crypto. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Let's see, what time frames given? No time frames given. So what do we do here? Well, we just look at daily trend, and it's kind of similar this one to the last chart that we looked at. This one's not as impressive actually, but you got your nice daily higher low right around 26.5 cent. I am generally looking for this one to trade sideways and up back towards a prior high. This rally about 36.70, and very likely make not new all-time highs, but new highs on this rally, probably back up to your May breakdown area at about 57.5 to 58 cents. Again, assuming that Bitcoin continues on here, all analyses are going to hinge upon the fact that Bitcoin and Ethereum to a lesser extent continue on here, but it does seem very, very obvious to me that Bitcoin is carrying on this rally. And by the way, let's check out Bitcoin dominance chart just to see where we're kind of at in the grand scheme of things. And what the fuck? This is not what I expected. What the hell? This can't be right. What's going on here? Let's see. What is... Okay, maybe I'm going to be wrong about this one, or maybe the app has a delayed feed. Still, though, I do look at this as actually a higher low in the making right here. Yeah, I actually do look at that higher low, so it actually still looks completely fine to me. So let's follow up on that one tomorrow, actually. Anyways, okay, cool. BK says, sir, please, GHST, BUSD on 4-hour daily, weekly. All right, let's check it out. GHST, BUS derp, and we got Binance as the only one. This one still being one of the better charts that we've seen in cryptocurrency land. We have yet again another higher low right here. I imagine that comes alongside. Oh, what do you fucking know? Hidden bullish divergence. I'd very likely be looking at a retest of prior all-time highs. In this case, about $2. Or is this all-time highs? Yes, it is. And I'd very likely look for it to actually go into trending mode once again. And you could technically make a measure move on this one. You do have a bit of an ascending triangle going on right here. And I think I've actually already done it. It looks like next targeted region would be about 233 or so. And again, this is contingent upon it essentially just holding this current higher low, which is 173.5. As long as you're above there, pretty damn good. If it does take that low out, I would be looking for a nice little dumbola party to 163, and a very likely a bounce there before judging it again. But this is, it's not the most obvious chart on a weekly, but it's still, I still think this one's pretty damn good, actually, all things considered, especially for an altcoin. And shorter term time frames are very obviously looking nice here. So good, a good one, sir, a good one indeed. And there you go. Sushi Yum Yum says Triple D ended up selling at 39.68 and it pulled back hard. How long do you think a move like today's takes to cool off? Okay, let's go bring it up first. DDD. Okay. Okay, let me just get back into it over. Okay, so this was the one that you said gapped up big yesterday. Do I have that right? Yeah. Okay, so yeah, you basically just exactly as predicted. No, I wouldn't say that. But okay, so something actually very important to kind of or just interesting to talk about right here. Okay, so you had some sort of an earnings report, I'm guessing, and it pops up, test your prior high. When you see something like that, those are typically easy scalp trades. So it sounds like you actually made a pretty damn good one. But a lot of the time, you also still have to look at the greater context of things in this case as well, because this is not a bearish chart. So I actually do look at this as very likely to give a nice entry. It's probably somewhere down around about 30 and a half bucks. It might actually even be that your current open of yesterday at 32 and a half is going to be it's going to be the next low. Momentum oscillators are great on this one. Daily RSI. Daily Jewel actually lining for a continuation signal, and volatility is starting to trend up, up once again. Yeah, and when we look at the 4 hour, I mean, this just looks like a backfill right here. I would even take back what I said earlier. I would be a little bit surprised to see this thing come back down to below $30. If it does come below $30, that would be a big indication of something very, very nasty going on. But typically after earnings, things will trade very, very fast. So if you're asking about how long it takes to cool off, if you're looking at it long term specifically, I actually do think that this one will very likely trade sideways and up from here. I don't know what you mean by cool off, but like, you mean come down and set in the next higher low or something? I think that you're kind of seeing it right now, actually. This was your higher low. It is just a retest of the breakout in the way that I look at it. And this is a pretty damn good chart, man. This is a pretty damn good chart right here. Looking at the weekly, if you are more long-term, which sounds like you are, very constructive. Again, higher lows all the way around. Hard chart to hate, man. Nothing bearish about this thing as long as it's above $30. So take that as you will. Anyways, I like Triple D long term, but not sure how to reapproach an entry on a move like that. It depends what time frame you're looking at, and the fact that you didn't give a time frame kind of makes me a little bit compelled not to go deeper into that, because who knows what that means to you. King Cosmic says, "Hi sir, what's up, man? Oh, there he is. SPY 1 hour and daily. Yeah, let's check it out. Let's see what SPY's doing right now. See, it had a little bit of a tumble yesterday. I think Nasdaq hit our $15,000 target." And let's see where SPY is at. Yeah, basically same thing as well. This one actually held up a little bit better, all things considered. Hourly. What do I make of this hourly? Actually, momentum oscillator is helping on this one. Hidden bullish divergence currently being implied with any sort of a closure here higher in 26 minutes and 38 seconds. If that happens, I would be looking for this one to just kind of trade sideways and upwards around its current high, and then very likely daily. If you do see it take out yesterday's high, which is 44.38 and quarter, I would be looking for it to go into, once again, melt up mode. Daily RSI, once again, telling the story. Daily BBWP on the floor. If we start to see expansion alongside taking out yesterday's daily high to the upside, especially, then I would be looking at that as a damn good signal that we're going to see, a nice trending move emerge from this, from this consolidation, which looks pretty damn healthy as well. I know that this chart's very, 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 very aggressive here, but this, as far as the weekly goes, it's not even a backfill in last week open. And in fact, if this one does want to trade down, 4,400 would still be my area. Didn't even get down there yesterday when it had its chance. And I think the infrastructure bill is passed now officially, or something of the sort. So what happens after that? What's going on over there? Oh, Elsa wants some Now you want the windows open, huh? Very interesting. Anyways, looking pretty damn good here, man. Looking pretty damn good. And where would upside targets be? I guess short term, it would be like 44, 45, 44, 50-ish region. It looks good, man. It does look good. And that probably doesn't stop there long term. Depends how long term you're really looking. But hey, I don't have, wait, what? Hold on. I know that I have, yeah, there's my targets right there. Long term, I do think that this thing will top out probably around end of year, as will most of the stock market, or at least give us like a 15 to 20% correction. Anytime between October and December is kind of where I'm looking for on that. But in this case right here, I mean, you can still see a few targets to the upside. So perhaps it does gun for those first before the inevitable corrective phase does happen. But still looking good, I guess, man. Sideways and up, baby. Sideways and up as long as you're above yesterday's low. And even if you took that one out to the downside, only be looking for a move towards 4,400 first. Looks good, strong. Yad and Sethi says, hey Crown, what's up, man? Can we check out Fourth USD on 4 hour and 12 hour? Sure. Okay, I believe this is an older shitcoin, right? Ampleforth, if that rings a bell. I guess maybe not. I only have a chart here from 2021, so maybe I'm wrong on that one. Anyways, you're asking about a 12 hour and a 4 hour. Okay, 12 hour, again, a little bit of a laggard, definitely not one of the strong altcoins here, but you can see you do have a reversal. You do have volumes signature supportive of the fact that this is a change of behavior off the lows, so very likely does trade back up towards the high of this rally, about $19.5. Really going to be dependent upon a strong Bitcoin, I do imagine. 4 hours a lot more obvious here actually for a golden cross into an uptrend, and generally speaking, I'd probably be targeting the last high of that prior rally at about 21.5 to $21. Looking pretty damn good there, at least for short-term, medium-term continuation. Long-term, not a humongous fan of this chart, but it's going to trade with the rest of the market. As long as Bitcoin's strong, this one will be, upside angled as well, with those general targets in mind, and, depending upon how high time frame you are, which it sounds like. Actually, you're only 4 hour and 12 hours, so it's not really relevant to you. So I'll just leave the conversation right there. So Walker Home Solutions says, hello, sir. What's up, man? QNT again, if you please. Sure. 15 minute hour and top. What's top? What's top? I don't know what that is. QNT Quant. All right, let's see what we got over here. So your very low term time frame on this one. We'll go to KuCoin. Daily looks good. I know you didn't ask for it, but daily looks a lot like it wants to go back to 177. But hey, if you just want to look at an hourly, hour looks pretty damn good as well. Short term, I'd be looking for it to retest the highs of this route of 9th of August rally, somewhere right around about 167 or so. I mean, this looks good. If you really want to look at a 15 minute, we can, but all momentum also is on an hourly, plus even hourly Jewel giving a nice continuation signal right there on expanding volatility. I quite like that. If you really want to look at a 15 minute, we can. Looks good as well. I'm not getting too much from this chart that already hasn't been said, but I do feel compelled just to say, higher term timeframes right here, like a daily on this one, look pretty damn good. I'll just leave that right there. Again, gonna depend on what Bitcoin does, but this one is relatively strong. So if it's relatively strong, that implies that if Bitcoin does have a good day, or just if Bitcoin is in general good, then that one's probably going to benefit a lot more in comparison to most shitcoins. That one actually really stands out as a great chart, actually. Oh, god damn it, Scott. There he is. Just bought my first NFT, Glue Factory Horse. What the fuck? Is this a man? Okay, I still haven't gotten an NFT myself, but I can't. I don't know, man. I can't justify it. I can't fucking justify it, man. But I still look at those prices and I'm like, there's either a shit ton of money laundering going on right here, or these are really the next big thing. And I actually do think that they will be a big thing. But at some point, well, it does have a different dynamic, because it's not like trading. It's not like real trading where you have like a market. It's just, I own this and you can take this, or for all that it's worth, I don't fully understand it anyways. And there's one thing that I do know in trading. If you don't understand something, don't fucking trade it. Anyways, looking for puts on BMBL and calls on CLF. Okay, how about just one? So we got a lot of people here today, and I would appreciate an awareness of that. We can look at BMBL. You're looking for puts on BMBL. Okay, no time frames given makes this like an impossible question to answer. Bumble, holy shit, they went IPO. They're looking terrible. How far do you think they can go? Okay, you did say on daily. Okay, thank God for that. This is a piece of shit right here. It only goes down. I'd be looking for it to retest around the lows, $42. You're looking for puts on it. Take that as you will. Probably just easier to sell stock in this case. I mean, volatility is pretty low right now, so, it wouldn't be the worst time to be a put buyer, but Yeah, pretty shitty right there. Short term, I'd be looking for a move towards about 44.5. More long term, I'd be looking for like $40 or so. Don't know if that means anything to you. However, Captain Crunch says blessings, Crown, Sir and Cavers, blessings to you as well, my good man. I just bought Matic on spot today at 115, and what? Can you check the short term next few days, weeks? I already paid my rent. Nice. All right, sweet. All right, let's go bring up Matic over here. This was one of the big winners of the early Q1 rally in this current year, and then not having the best time ever since, but now actually following through with the rest of the market. This is good. Weekly looking very, very good right here. Very good setup right here. I would be looking for general continuation towards 142, but that's not what you asked for. You asked for, you did ask for a weekly. That would be your weekly right there. Daily is looking very fucking good right here. About to get the Silver Cross of Destiny, and I'd be looking for a short-term move towards about 140 after that. Very likely a bit of a short-term pullback, and then potentially, assuming that the weekly does close well, which we're still very far away, so it's not really relevant to analyze right now. We could extend targets if we do close above that region to about 185 to 190 actually. This is a pretty damn good setup, by the way. You do see that volatility is actually expanding off the floor alongside trend reversal right here. Daily RSI telling the story. Daily Jewel is a continuation long signal as well. This is pretty easy one actually. Actually good to see Matic following through with the rest of them, man. Giovanni says HMBL incorporated on a daily and weekly chart. Okay. HMBL. Let's see what this is. Humbl. Could have guessed that one. Oh, it's an OTC piece of shit. Oh, and it is a piece of shit now, isn't it? Oh, dear Lord, man. Avoid these things like the plague. What the hell, man? It doesn't trade for weeks. For weeks, man. You don't need to trade this. But holy shit, that is quite the move right there, all things considered. Let's see what it looks like on linear. Yeah, now that looks like a real shitcoin of a chart. Anyways, I think you are looking at a daily and weekly. Weekly probably does try for another bounce off of 66 to 65 center. So I'm not a humongous fan of charts that look like this pretty much ever. This thing's pretty much only ever gone down since $25 listing, all the way down to now just below $1. That is not a good signal ever. If I'm just looking at it from a charting perspective, yeah, you probably do get another pity bounce off this level right here. I really don't trust it for more than anything other than that. And even on like the daily, this does not look good. So I think at best you trade sideways. I think at best you trade sideways for like a month or two, and then maybe put another popcorn rally. Very likely any rally on this thing fails. Just kind of range bound between about 77.5 cent all the way up to about 175 or so. Above 175, things will change, or very likely do change structurally speaking, and I could be looking at a move towards like $3, but that's well and far away, and I don't want to give you false hopium. This thing just printed hidden bearish divergence on a daily RSI right here, and it just looks like an overall piece of complete garbage, man. Like, you don't need to trade shit like this, man. Look, on a fucking monthly, this thing does not trade. It doesn't trade for months at a time, barely anything. That's not a good sign. That's definitely not a good sign, especially on something that's already OTC, which is, just one very small step, very small dwarf step above like shit coins. Not all that great, man. Serperator says, greetings, Round. What's up, man? Mara. Hey, Mara. Yes, I remember this one. Daily, weekly. Okay, let's check it out. We got daily right here. Okay, hey, retesting your prior breakdown levels from April, May. Very, very good. Would be looking for first test to get rejected. That's what we're seeing right here. Good. We do have a weekly high or low. Good. We did take out the June highs. Good. We do see hidden bullish divergence on a weekly RSI. Good. We do see volatility starting to expand alongside trend continuation right here on a higher low structure. Not a humongous fan of the long term on this one, similar to the last chart that we looked at, but this one's significantly less shitty. All things considered, I'd be looking for it to trade a bit of sideways right here, maybe as far down to like 33 and a half or so. But ultimately, your next major breakout is above actually not yesterday's high, but the day prior to that, the 9th of August high, 37.77 above there. I would be looking for an extension over the next week or two up to about $43.5. This would look pretty damn good for just general trend continuation here. Let's see what the monthly looks like. I know you didn't ask about it, but the monthly, decent for now. No reason to be bearish on this thing as long as you're above about 27.25. So not bad, man. Not bad at all. Okay, cool. All right. Let's see. Oh, you're talking about the stream window? What are you talking about, the stream window? Sir, I don't know what you're talking about, man. You have to point it out. Oh well. Oh well. We'll move on for now. Scott Barney says, "Who cares about ad money when you got Scott Barney?" It's true, man. It's fucking true. I got a Scott Barney, and that's all we need. I got good old Scott over here. By the way, just for Scott, let's go look at the old testnet account right now. Let's go look at this worthless testnet account, which actually is worthless because it is a testnet account after all. I did take profit on some of those. I think on my September puts over here. Yeah, the $20,000 strike puts actually did take profit on those. I'm actually gonna reoffer them at 0.02. See if anyone takes them right now. Might even hit the bid on these $24,000 strike puts as well. Or maybe even these guys, actually. I do kind of like that premium right there. But overall, still looking pretty damn good right there. Just letting these positions ride for now. Don't really need to do too much with this. Got the 36.80 spread on for right now. And I will probably just end up covering that anyways, because I would rather have long stock on this thing than anything else. What else do we see over here? Nothing. My $68,000 call strike's looking at still damn good. And other than that, got no positions, still holding spot longs over here as well. No reason to let them go just yet, especially as long as Bitcoin maintains above the 200 simple on the daily. I think I'll actually just be holding these. And if I do need to manage them, I'll be using covered calls to address that for the time being. Anyways. Oh, you're talking about the top of my monitor. Yeah, it is covering it, but I need to have it at that level. Otherwise I can't. Otherwise, I have to like look down, and it kind of hurts my neck. So yeah. Anyways, now I understand. Thank you for that, man. Thank you for following up on that. But yeah, it's by design, sir. It's by design. Anyways, salt the snails. Salt the snails. You fucking murderer. Oh my God. We have a Hitler Holocaust motherfucker over here trying to kill snails all across the world. What did snails ever do to you, man? Snails are, I mean, actually, you are disgusting. Elsa eats snails. You want to see Elsa's face? She eats fucking snails. Disgusting. Oh. I can't believe I kiss you sometimes. Ew. All right. Salt the Snail says, "Morning, Crown." Good morning to you. Could you please look at HTR USD 4-hour daily? Sure, ma'am. Okay, let's HTR. What is this thingy? Hathor. Looking okay here, man. Definitely a relatively weak shitcoin, all things considered, but as long as Bitcoin kind of keeps it up, this thing gets to follow as well and gets to play along with the general party. Above yesterday's high, I would be looking for a retest somewhere right around about 71 cents or so. A closure above there, and you could probably extend targets all the way up to 88, 89 cents or so, but not the most impressive chart, all things considered. Definitely a laggard within this market, which is not the best sign. If you're looking at a 4-hour, which you also asked for, just a general upturn right here. No reason to be bearish on this thing as long as it's above 57 cents, in my opinion. And again, just easier to watch Bitcoin. You know, as always, when talking about altcoins, Bitcoin analysis, you know, pretty much supersedes anything else. If Bitcoin moves to the upside, you're probably going to see a general glide to the upside in most altcoins, regardless of whether they're, you know, healthy or not. And vice versa to the downside, except, you know, typically gets hit more on the head on to the downside. Jack Asselman, there he is. Crown. Good morning, Crown. Good morning to you too, sir. Ethereum, Bitcoin, short and medium term. Let's check it out. Let's see where we're at right on over here. And looking pretty damn good. Still, 4-hour, yet again, another higher low above your prior major breakout point. I still like this chart a lot. Medium term, I'd be looking for a retest of your highs from last week, actually, at about 7.15 million Satoshis. And very likely, I'm still looking for general continuation here, man. Your next like long-term technical target's going to be right around here on this high at about 7.75 million Satoshis, and then the high of the current consolidation thus far, and then very long-term, as we've been speaking about, I know you didn't ask about it, on monthly, quarterly, I'm looking for like massively new highs. I'm pretty damn bullish on that chart, but if you're looking at a 4 right here, very, very good, man. Hidden bullish evidence on the RSI all the way through. Volatility on the floor after a nice, after a nice sideways and an uptrend consolidation right here. Sorry, what I mean to say, not an uptrend consolidation, a higher low within the context of an uptrend consolidation. So very fucking good, man. And I do still quite like this chart, and I would be looking for this one to generally lead the altcoin market. Looking good, man. Looking fucking good. Looking very fucking good right there. I like it. I like it a lot, man. I like it a lot still. Ash Robert says, "Hey, Crown, what's up, man? Back for another QNT USD 4-hour and daily." Okay, we looked at the lower term timeframes earlier, but I think we briefly adjust. Or, god damn it, not this one. Let's go to KuCoin. There we go. 4-hour, where are we at? 4-hour, again, another high low right here. I'd be looking short term for this one to pop back up towards 169.5 daily. Daily just looks like a general uptrend, man. I still like this. I'd be looking for it to pop back up towards the prior highs of this rally. Very likely go on for new highs. Long term, well, weekly's not as obvious actually, so I would be looking for a bit of a pushback somewhere right around like 176 to 178 region, and then come back to it after that. I'd really want to see this one into next week before I look at the long term, but still one of the best charts in cryptocurrency land, realistically. Let's see. Jordan Chen, what's up, man? Axie, please, daddy. Hello. Allahu, Aloha Akbar. Aloha, sir. You must be Hawaiian. Axie. All right, let's check it out. AXIE, is that it? Yes, there we go. AXS, that's it. Okay. And what time frames are we looking at here? No time frames given, so I'm just gonna. Holy shit. Oh my fucking god, man. This is the best chart in cryptocurrency land. Still. Holy shit, man. Elliot from Elio Trades asked me about this one on his stream the other day. And okay, am I a KuCoin or am I the right one? I swear there's more history on this. There's got to be. There we go. And I said this is looking like one of the best charts in cryptocurrency land. And well, I wasn't expecting something like this, but holy shit, powerful, man. Fucking powerful. Let's see. I believe I had some fib targets on this one. Okay, apparently not. Let's draw some new ones and see if we've hit any of the big ones here. Yep, we have hit some of the big ones. So I would be looking for a bit of a pullback, probably back down somewhere around like 69 to 70 bucks. And then, I mean, I'm not bearish on this chart, man. Probably consolidates and goes for another run. The best chart in cryptocurrency land by far. There is no question about this one. Oh my fucking god, man. It doesn't even look like it wants to stop right there. I would be cognizant that, you know, it really wouldn't take too much to get a bit of a what's called a bit of a pullback and go for another higher low, but there'd still just be another higher low. I mean, this is very fucking impressive. I think they posted like 1 billion in like GDP for their game, for their asset, whatever the fuck they have. I mean, that's like kind of big numbers, and I imagine it's going to get a lot of like general publishers, like game publishers, interested in this space once they see that. I mean, that's pretty fucking impressive, man. Neo Neb says, can we look at Mina? I am Mina. Mina, that's actually how you say I in Finnish, just so you know. Probably don't give a fuck about that, but fair enough. Mina, okay. Mina Protocol. This is Elsa's token right here. Mina. 1 and 4 hour, and yes, that's exactly how Finnish accent sounds like. 1 and 4 hour. Also, how much weight you put on the order book? 0. Absolutely fucking 0. There's no analysis to do on something like this, man. Look, a 4 hour, and we can't even populate like a fucking 10 simple, man. It just hasn't been around for too long. If anything, it looks down. I don't trust a chart like this, and I have to shoot you straight. I have to say, look, man, a healthy amount of I don't know, and I'm useless in this. In this current one right here is the right answer, because oh here we go. Okay, now we have some history. Okay, I thought we might find that on OKX. Okay, this is actually fine on OKX. Let's see what a 4 hour looks like. You know, short term probably swipes it downside once again, like $3 or so. Nothing really bearish about this thing as long as you're above about 270 on a 4 hour closing basis. Again, going to depend on what Bitcoin does. I don't necessarily like that BBWP's on the ceiling right here, but I would give it a chance to trade sideways, put another higher low, and then try for another high. See what the daily looks like. Daily's fine. Yeah, daily's fine. I wouldn't say long term, but medium term upside resistance right around about 367, 369 region. Decent. Not the most obvious chart, and but it is a better chart than a lot of the other altcoins. Again, easier to watch Bitcoin, but you do have a nice little ascending triangle, so reaccumulation is implied right here, and very likely does continue on with the rally. So generally good. Okay, cool. How much weight you put on the order book? None. Okay, let me explain this, because I think a lot of people mishear me on this and also don't understand. Okay, so I'm actually gonna record this one as well. All right, so the question is from Mr. Neoneb, how much weight do you put on the order book? So the order book is something that intuitively you think really, really matters, right? And it kind of does. I mean, you see the orders in there, right? So if someone shows that they want to buy 100 million bajillion Bitcoins at XYZ price, then they definitely want to do that, right? Well, I certainly thought this when I first started to get into trading. When I actually got around my first mentor, who was, very somewhat skeptical of even taking me under his wing to begin with. On the first day that I actually sat down and actually had access to his account. I was trading I was trading from his account. I noticed on screen, because we were showing this through our system, that there was it's like 10 million bid at current BBO, and I'm like, oh shit. Hey, sir, we have a big buyer over here. Someone definitely wants to get in. What the fuck? We need to buy. This thing's going up. And he looked at me and he said, hey, if you ever look at the goddamn order book again, I will fire you and you will never see this floor ever again. I'm like, okay. Understood. And he didn't explain why to me at the time, actually, but it took me a little bit of time to kind of figure it out myself and then reconvene with him and ask him for clarification without like, you know, without potentially getting fired. Anyways, the reason why I don't pay attention to order books and why I think that they're mostly bullshit and mostly a phantom and something not to really be too concerned with is because one, an order book only represents what? It only represents limit orders, aka the makers, right? And what actually moves price action? Only ever price action is moved by market orders, which are obviously, by fucking definition, never going to be shown in the order book because they hit instantly and they just lift the best BBO, right? So first and foremost, that is why, you know, it's not that big of a deal. Second off, if you are a big entity with big positions, what are you going to be doing in the order book? Are you going to be suggesting to the world that you want to be doing X, Y, and Z, telegraphing your position far in advance for everyone else to see? Probably fucking not. Probably fucking not, because a lot of people have access to look at that, and obviously, you know, you kind of want to keep what you're doing under wraps if you truly are a market mover. And what you're probably gonna do, which is also not shown in the goddamn order books, is have hidden orders or iceberg orders, something like that, which obviously is not going to be, again, shown in the order book by definition, except for an iceberg order, but it'll only show like, you know, a very small quantity. It's meant to be hidden. Anyways. Further to that point on the topic of order books, why are they kind of just, you know, a phantom to be mostly, you know, you kind of maybe want to be a little bit aware of them. I understand that some people can kind of trade them, but I have not seen it done myself. I have not personally seen it done myself. So I just want to say that first and foremost, because a lot of the time, you know, when people ask me about an indicator or some sort of a strategy, if, you know, I cannot if I cannot verify it myself, I don't like to, you know, or at least I want that to be known. And this would be one that I've never verified myself, that someone's ever been looking at the order book and as like their main source of edge and making money that way. Anyways, so first and foremost, the order book is kind of bullshit because, well, first off, the only things that ever move price action are market orders. Limit orders do not move price action by definition, just shows potentially the liquidity available. Second off, they do not show hidden orders. And of course, hidden orders and iceberg orders. And what's the third one? I always have a third point on this one as well, and I just fucking forgot it. Oh, that's so embarrassing. Anyways, we can that probably does nail it. To begin with, let me just see if there's any good comments on this one. Pat McCotch says, "Lemafo, that was an awesome story." Yeah, there you go, man. And fair enough. Maybe I'll just leave it right there. That's probably enough anyways. But yes, it comes down to that. And a lot of the time, you know, intuitively, you'll think that matters. But realistically, the only thing that actually matters, here's the point that I was going to go on, is the recent trade. So here's the difference. The order book shows things that potentially could happen, but, you know, liquidity available at certain prices. But what actually matters, something that is potential, which is not a full picture anyways, or actual trades. So what you're actually looking for and what does matter most, and it's actually what we're literally doing right here on chart, is we're looking at actual trades. Where is that going to be reflected upon? The recent trade list. So the order book does not show what has actually happened, what is actually going on. It is just, to me, it's an illusion. So that would be the third point, and that's the big one, also in my, you know, at least in my opinion as well. So hopefully that was in some way helpful. Let me know if I nailed that one or not, or if you were kind of suggesting something else. But hopefully that was on target right there. Cool. All right. Sweet. Order book's good for quick scalps? Probably not. I'd like to see that reproduced over time. I shouldn't say probably not, because I don't know. Maybe there is someone out there who only uses order books and they've been doing it for years. I want to see for years, and I want to see, you know, a good P&L as well. Consistent over time. That's my criteria for that. And I personally have not seen that ever. So, you know, take it as you will. If you know someone, definitely let me know, because I'd like to have that insight so that I could also change my opinion. I'm very much open to that, but as to this date, I've only seen a few people claim here and there, and never verification. Anyways, okay, cool. Scotty P Crypto says, Ethereum, right on the copyright thing, but mine didn't just get demonetized. They booted me midstream off 3 times because of copyrighted music. Jesus, man. Okay, well, I guess I haven't gotten that just yet, but I guess it also depends what you play. I don't care about advertisement revenue, but I do care about like my channel, all this hard work being thrown by the wayside. Maybe just give me more free time as well. Anyways, Ethereum. You want to look at Ethereum? Yeah, we actually haven't looked at Ethereum spot just yet. Looking pretty damn good here. Mark B sent me a great message before the stream. He's like, Ethereum looks bearish, and then it was a chart like this. And that's exactly right, sir. That is exactly right, Mr. Chill. Yeah, man, 4 hour Ethereum kind of speaks volumes right here. Hidden bullish evidence back in the bullish control zone. BBWP on the floor throughout this whole consolidation on a higher low schedule right there as well. Looking for this one to have continuation. The second that this one takes out yesterday's high, I'd be looking for that move up to 3,300 to 3,400 bucks, the same target that we've been having for a little bit of time here. Let's see, do we have any higher term time frames closing today? No, 2-day closed very strongly yesterday, very good. 3-day, same thing. 5-day, closing at a couple days here, but still looking good as well. I'd have to say that I do like it. I do like it. Probably gunning up there somewhere around 33 to 3,400, which will be our last technical target based off the hidden bullish evidence, by the way, that it was on weekly RSI. Okay, Miral Gandhi says, can you look at crypto total market cap 2 trillion near? Sure. I'm not a humongous fan of looking at market cap, but yeah, we can look at it. Okay, I mean, it's very similar chart to Ethereum, actually. We're close to 2 trillion. Yeah, I don't really have anything to add on to that. I agree with you. We're close to 2 trillion. But my problem with the total market cap is that, market cap can increase based off of very, very little. It's highly manipulative. And, someone can just create a new shitcoin, trade one fucking contract. But, if you price it right and you have the right sold to supply, you can make it worth a significant amount. But is there really like that amount liquid in the underlying asset? No, there's not. But this is, long term, it's a good chart, to be fair. So fair enough, again, I think it's better to watch like, what you actually want to be looking at in charting. But, if you just want a quick snapshot into the general health of the market, I guess this is okay. Just, be aware of the, of the potential risks, or not risks, but like, inconsistencies with looking at that. I need to take a sip of this water, man. I'm damn thirsty right now. Okay, here we go. I'm back. Good for another 5 minutes. Separator says, how about ZM on the daily weekly? Sure. Symbol ZM. You're talking about this, or maybe you mean a crypto? No, you don't. Well, maybe. Oh, wow. It trades on Bittrex? Okay, that's interesting. Tokenize another stock. Long term, long term, this one's probably fine. Short term, however, I don't know. Do we come back down to 361 and a half first? I don't know. What time frames did you ask about? Daily, weekly. Yeah, I actually need to go down to the 4 hour here just to kind of get this one. Short term, I do think it comes down to 360 once again. But long term, this does look like a nice low to myself. I mean, if this thing came down to like 340 or so, that'd be a very obvious area. I don't know if you're going to get that move. However, you do have a bit of a reversal formation here in order, actually an inverted head and shoulders, which I very rarely call out as well, but it's a decent amount. Short term down, yes, but I would be looking for a bounce at 340. As long as you hold above there, generally good, generally fine. Or sorry, not 340, 360, that was 360. Let me just double check. Yeah, 360 to 365 is where I'd be looking for short term. Very likely a bounce there. Long term, this one's very likely going through reaccumulation right here. It's not a whole hell of a lot of history on this one either, just a couple years, but it's still fine, I guess. Sideways and up is the name of the game here, but probably going to take its time. I don't think it's making like any major moves anytime soon. Spence Smith, good morning, sir. Good morning, sir. And Elzer missed yesterday. All good, man. X-Type from the. Oh, you got the vaccine. Okay, so you had a bit of a complication with that. It sounds like you got extra-tied, but at least like no major issues, I suppose, or at least hopefully not. But all is well. ThunderCore has treated me well. Nice with the buying at 0.4 of a penny. Is it finding a new support above a penny? Okay, so this is ThunderCore. Let's type this in. I don't know how to spell. There we go. All right. Okay, let's see. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right. I remember this one. You traded this one as perfectly as you could. You basically bought the macro low here. I think this one's trading up towards 3.5 cents. Maybe even more over time. I mean, it is a bit of a pump and dump, but I think you're in a pump phase right now. Looking pretty damn good. Medium term, I'd be looking at 1.25. More long term, whatever the other target I said was, I think I'm gonna guess it was like 1.14. Let's go back to the weekly here just really quick. Yeah, about 1.4. So just started 1.4. All right, cool. Kaj NC says, on average, how close does BTC get to its last macro low after getting the blue buy signal? And it's Kaz, like, hey, thanks for that. I appreciate you. I appreciate you following that up, so I don't have to fucking make an asshole out of myself butchering people's names. So yes, we actually spoke about that earlier on the stream. Perhaps you were not here for that, but I've actually gone through and done a statistical analysis on all of them, on literally all of them, all 15 of them, and it's about on average 7.5%. There is a bit of a variance there, as low as about 2.4% and as high as about 20%. I've actually gotten rid of those two extreme outliers, and on average, it's more like 7 to 7.5%. But I need to go through one more time just to double check, because I did do that just this morning. Dogoshi N says, Clover Health Investments, call strike 10.5, expires 8/13. What I don't know what you want me to do with this. Oh, you're fucked. You're fucked, man. Okay, so you bought Clove calls, strike 10. Okay, so you bought the 10.5 strike. I mean, did you buy this just for like a vol play or something? Not a good vol play, so that's not a good idea. When's your expiration? That means, okay, 8/13. So that's American styles. So what? You're August 13th. I think that's all premium, man. I think that's all premium, to be honest with you. You're below both the 200 simple and 200 exponential average, and this one's in a downtrend. I do not like it. You might get a bounce back up, but as long as you're below even 9.25, I think next move is down. Hidden bearish divergence on 4-hour RSI. Now this one's expiring basically next week, right? I mean, maybe there's a chance to go to weekly. Not a big fan of that one, man. No. I mean, barring any sort of just a pump out of nowhere like this over here, I mean, this is a pump and dump, whatever the fuck this thing is. This another Reddit bullshit stock? This one pumped and dumped hard. It's not a good sign. I'm not a big fan of that position, man. But fair enough. You can always cover, I suppose, or lessen the load. Maybe spread them out or something. J3F says Alpha USD 1 hour 4 hour daily. Sure, man. Much love to you as well. Alpha. I love how everyone calls himself Alpha. Like, we are going to be the alpha wolves of X. It's like everyone's like, I think I've seen like fucking 20 like alpha companies now. Look, yes, Elsa's very alpha. Like, if you just call yourself alpha, you're alpha. And that just means good. That's because like if it's like Arnold Schwarzenegger goes around telling people, I'm the CEO of Alpha Industries. I'm the CEO of Alpha. I'm Alpha. Like, no, probably not. I'm actually exactly saying that. I'm just kidding, sir. We watched Jailbirds last night, and there's definitely such things as alpha females, but still, man, if an alpha female is going to go into a boxing ring with, I don't know, Mike Tyson, I'm going to put my money on Mike Tyson. Yeah, well, he's rather strong. Anyways, Alpha USD, 1 hour, 4 hour daily. Daily's looking good, just stair-step its way up. More long-term, I'd be looking at 132 or so. 4 hour, same thing. Nothing bearish about this thing as long as you're above 91 cents. Hourly, same shit, same area, 91 cents, or actually more like 90 cents. Volume increasing on this continuation phase right here. Very good. Volatility also expanding as well in direction of current trend. I would be looking for an upside resolution here, sir. Looking very good. Looking very, very nice. Gohan's mom says, Crank, you look at Cardano 1 hour and 4 hour daily? Sure. Let's see, where's my derponio? Yeah, 170. Oh, wow, powerful move. Powerful move, baby. Holy shit, there's Cardano actually joining the party. Looking at about 183.5, and then probably a bit of a pullback there. 4 hour, same thing. Very good move there, and it's good to see Cardano finally joining the party here because it's a bit of a laggard. But long term, I'd be keeping an eye on about 2 to 2.25, and very likely a bit of a consolidation and sideways price action from there. I didn't ask about it, but this is like actually starting to look very good now. Holy shit, man! This market's look good. Legion 22 says, you quickly analyze shitcoins and come to very specific predictions. I do not predict. We come up with basically. How do I explain this? Okay, predictions is not the right way to be thinking about trading, but anyways, that's not what you're asking about. That's not what you're asking about. Could you please explain how you're analyzing the chart so quickly? There's a 50-hour long program on that, so I don't know if I can explain that all in the same video here. And could you explain price structure versus chart patterns? Price structure versus chart patterns. I don't really care about patterns. Patterns meaning like, inverted head and shoulders and the fucking falling wedge and the crab derp. shit like that, it can be done. I know some people who make their living that way. It's definitely viable, definitely possible. It's not my way of doing it. I just go off of trend and structure. Trend is pretty easy. I mean, look, can you identify this as an uptrend? Yes. How do you know? Well, Elsa fucking knows, because you just put on a line trend right here. Low. Okay, here let's do this. High, low, lower high, lower low. This one takes out the prior lower high, so we have by definition a higher high. That gets put in over here. What's this? Higher low, uptrend. Then just look at the next structural area. Pretty damn simple right there. But if you're asking like a more in-depth question about that, when I start to bring up momentum oscillators and whatnot to kind of verify, or not necessarily verify, but support those arguments and moving averages as well, they should line up anyways. But that's a much more long conversation, which is just not going to be possible to bring into like a 2-hour stream like this, which we're already an hour and 20 minutes into. Aavegotchi says, Nvidia daily and weekly, please, sir. Sure, man. NVDA. Here we go. You're looking at daily, a little bit of a sideways consolidation. Let's see where we're at in the grand scheme of things. Yeah, weekly is still very, very good. I'm just looking at this as a backfill on the weekly. Probably does continue on with a general uptrend party here. This is a really fucking good chart. Compare this chart with a lot of the shitty ones that we've seen today, and this is what you typically can find in traditional markets, especially in the tech sector. I'm still bullish on this one, man. Might dump out to like 190 or so, somewhere around the 55, but that would be a higher low at first pass and a very obvious opportunity in my opinion. Long term, I'm just looking for general continuation here. We can maybe pull up some fib extension targets just to see. I might have already had it in here, I guess not, but yeah, we're at the 618. We're already consulting right there, so you start to look for higher lows of like 190 or so. Long term, on a breakout of your prior weekly high, July 6th, I'd be looking at a move towards like 230 to 250 or so. Looks good. Looks pretty damn good. Okay, cool. Chester Adlin says, is Doggy breaking out of its bull flag? Guys, here, fucking bull flag. You fucking bull flag. Fucking bull flags and Dogecoin. Oh, your stupid ass fucking Dogecoin worth shit. Fucking shitcoin. Fuck did I just hear? Yeah, it is breaking out right there. Is this a bull flag? It's an ascending triangle, actually, if you want to be super specific with it. Triangles are the only formations that I think are worth a hoot in this market. This one's looking pretty good, though. Looking for a move towards like 20.5 cent. Bit of a laggard here, but starting to join the party. Not the best sign, in my opinion, but yeah, it's gonna rally up here. Again, as long as Bitcoin's strong, this one very likely gets to follow as well. And god damn it, we're not gonna be able to see them. Fucking 10 cent. Oh, I want that song, man. I want that song. Is 30 cents realistic? Yeah, I do think so. Yes, 30 cents is realistic. I mean, shit, man, if Bitcoin continues on here, this thing's probably going to go back to like 38 or so. Okay, cool. That would be more long term, obviously. However, Double R says, whoa, Double R. I cannot repeat those words on the YouTube, sir. KR super long term, weekly, monthly. Okay. I think we hit 90 plus next year. All right. So you're very, very long term. Symbol KR. Kroger. All right. Kroger. Not something that we ever really. Oh, wow. Powerful breakout. Oh, powerful, man. Wow. Do I think that I can hit 90? Let's see. This is a very healthy consolidation. Let's see. We got 20 to 40. I think 60 is probably the move on this next one. 90. So what I want to see on this one is that I want to see it first hit like $60 before judging like a really deep target like that. I don't feel comfortable calling something like that, but it's a great chart, no doubt about it. This is a fucking phenomenal chart going back to 1968. That's some excellent history right there, man. I mean, if it's going to hit 90, it's going to hit 100, man. That's usually the general rule. Once you get to 90 for the first time, you get a free ride. I wouldn't be surprised to see this thing, north of 100 in like a year or two, whatever it ends up being. But again, understand that I'd really like to see first, $60 hit, go for a consolidation, construct something new, and then start to potentially target that region based off of that. But if you're just generally asking, yeah, it's a pretty fucking good chart. I don't know about next year, but probably within the next couple of years, very, 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 very powerful stock. MS says Solana USDT, daily on Binance. Okay, USD on Binance. Weekly's looking good. Weekly is looking very powerful. Daily is looking very powerful. Breaking through right here too. I'd be looking for basically $50. Very good chart. Very good chart. Very constructive. Also breaking out as well. All major moving averages bullish. All major moving averages chasing. All major moving averages with positive slopes. $50. Probably a little bit of a short-term consolidation there. And this one gun for new highs after that. I mean, this market looks like we're actually ready once again. This is very good, especially for the stronger coins that we did see in the first quarter of this year. Pierston Lullenberg says, check out Pornrocket on CMC for the lols. Oh god damn it! I really don't like going on Coin Market Derp or Coin Gecko or whatever the fuck. Let me just go to Coin Geckos here. It's easier to get in there. We'll do it for this one, just for the lols, sir. Just for the lols, but it better be good, sir. Pornrocket. What happened to Cummies? Pornrocket. Oh, it's a thing. All right. Certainly this one's gonna be. It's up 38%, or sorry, 34%. Not bad. Pretty good for the last 24 hours. Pretty good. Actually, really fucking good, man. It is literally a porn rocket. It's a goddamn rocket. It's good. It's good. It's good. You could say that that's mooning. Yeah, it's coming. Camo, thank you for that, my friend. But feel free to like have a message too, man. Cole Evans says, hey, Crown. What's up, man? Can we look at Cardano USD Binance? We just did. And we can look at a Forex. We didn't do that earlier. But pretty much all time frames are looking very, very good here. I'd be looking for one more continuation drive towards like 185 to 190, then a bit of a pullback there, and probably sets it up for continuation more long term later this month or into next month. Very, very good. I know J3F. I know, man. J3F says dog UST 4 hour daily. Yeah, man. We just looked at it, but unfortunately that one's going up now, so the song will be postponed. So how am I gonna do this, man? I want to get that song out there, but it's not gonna have the same impact as to when that comes to fruition, which at some point it will. Or at least very likely, I do believe. Chester Adlin says KSM higher high above 7th of July rally. Okay, let's go check it out. Let's see. Kusama. Yeah, this one definitely a laggard here, though, man. I'm not the biggest fan of this chart, all things considered. Anyways, could you see continuation at 280 to 300? Yeah, 300 would be the next technical target right around here. I'd want to see a daily closure above 250 first. This one, I don't like how this one's acted, generally speaking, but yeah, it isn't an uptrend. There's nothing really bearish about this thing as long as you're above 220. So I'd generally be looking towards $300, 300 to 30. It's more like 300 to 315. Essentially, as long as it protects that last higher low, which it looks like it will, but just not like the best chart of all time. So that's why I'm very hesitant on this. Yeah, monthly is certainly not relatively strong. This one would fit the bill for a relatively weak within this market. Not super enticing, but hey, Bitcoin's back above 46, so I think we have a green light for a good old potential rally coming up here. Where's our 4 hour closure? 1 hour 33 minutes. I think we got maybe a 3 hour already in there. We did. Let's see if 3 hour momentum also has turned up. Let's see. Is it so? It's actually right there. 49,900, or sorry, 45,900. By hourly did as well, 45.4, and hourly is already up 45.8. Looking good, man. This is looking like continuation. It is looking nice and strong, sirs and zers. All right, Camo wants to review. Okay, you can have a review, I guess. 1 inch USD. Okay, 1 inch. A review. We will do a review of this 1 inch, very highly esteemed technology. Actually, it does look pretty highly esteemed. Pretty good right there. Not so great on the greater scale of things, but I probably would be looking for a rally towards about 335, 340-ish region. Short-term resistance right around about $3, but probably just a short-term pullback around there. 4 hours pretty damn strong. Volume is supportive of a change of behavior off the lows. This is a macro low right here. Very likely looking at a move back around these highs. It's looking good for continuation. Again, a relatively weak chart. Not the best one to be into it, at least in my opinion. But hey, as long as Bitcoin's keeping up, that thing gets to rally as well. Green Third Eye says, "Hello, Crown. What's up, man? GRT USD 4 hour daily weekly. Okay, GRT. Okay, let's go to Binance. Daily looking good for a breakout here. 82 and a quarter cent. Next sort of short-term probably pullback region, and then more long-term I'd be looking at about 90, like 94, 95 cents. Weekly, there's probably not, weekly's going to start to look really good with a closure above about 85 cents or so, and you can start to target moves back up to like 130, but that's still well and far away. For right now, it does look like a pretty damn good low. When you see something like this, it typically is, indicative of, oops, did I do it right? Yeah, there we go. Something like this, typically good. If you just want like a general rule, actually, you can do this on both sides. Actually. You usually see your tops kind of like this. You usually see your bottoms like this. It's actually very similar on Bitcoin too. Bit of a laggard, but generally okay right there. And very likely does trade higher. Okay, cool. Mandin says, hey, Crown, what's up, man? Can you look at Flow USD Kraken? All right, sure. Flow USD. And you specifically want to go to Kraken, which we can do. And you want to do a 4 hour and daily. 4 hour looking good. Very likely retest the highs of this rally, about 28 bucks. Let's see what the daily looks like. Yeah, this would be a little bit more on the relatively strong side as far as altcoins go. I'd be looking for this one to probably pop back up to its May. It's actually early May highs right here at about 33 bucks. Bit of a pullback from that region, then come back and reassess after that. This one, obviously, there's not a whole hell of a lot of history here to really be judging this one accurately, in my opinion. But, you know, for what it's worth, this would be a good setup. Again, for what it's worth, it's not much on something that's that young, but generally looking good here. Nothing bearish about this thing as long as you're above about 21.5 bucks. As always, with altcoins, going to depend on whatever Bitcoin does, but that one actually a little bit better than most. Dimitar, appreciate that, man, but feel free to have a message as well. Oh, Faraz! Starfish bunghole party for birthday. I'm in. I'm fucking in. I'm fucking in. I don't know what I'm going to do for my birthday, man. I think we're just going to have an Elsa face reveal party. That's it, man. That's it. David Shapiro says, can you chart Luna, please? Not related to Ben. You're not related to Ben. Thank you for confirming that, man, because that guy is fucking insufferable. I mean, for like, how does someone like him get a following? Like, I just don't. I guess anything can happen, but wow, man, he's found he's like a singer. He's like, and a lot of these political commenters are like that. And I'm not saying this because he's conservative. I could say the same thing about like any one of the fucking liberal ones. I mean, they're all the same to me, really. But they're like singers, and they find the right pitch that people like. I don't even think that they truly believe what they're saying, or maybe they do. If they do, then that's like truly weird. But like in all of them, I'm neither conservative nor liberal. I think it's all I think political parties should be banned. In fact, if you're a part of a political party, you probably have a few things to think about, because how can your views on one topic be 100% correlated to the next one? That is fucking ridiculous. Political parties need to be banned. They need to be fucking shunned, man. It's disgusting. It's like you just join a fucking You just join a gang. You just joined a gang. Why not just vote on issues? Why not just vote on things that like actually make sense? I don't get that. Hopefully people don't agree with me on that, because maybe I'm just talking shit. Anyways, we'll look at Luna Derp over here. Looking pretty good. An example of a very strong altcoin here. I'll be looking for this one to continue short-term rally to like 20 bucks and then very likely trade a bit of sideways. But this is a relatively strong one, as we've been saying for the past month now. Again, as long as Bitcoin's strong, this one very likely, carries on a retest towards the prior all-time high, maybe later this month or early next month, and then perhaps even makes new all-time highs. But very good, very fucking good. Nothing bearish about this thing as long as it's above the last daily low, 1337. Nice one indeed. Easy Ike says, Dr. Derp, hello. Dr. Derp on the line. And fellow boomer, what's up, man? I appreciate that. You are the bee's knees. You are tubular, sir. You are very far out. Would you check Nvidia? We already looked at that one. It's pretty fucking good, man. For on daily, please. And then could we go to the non-transparent Nvidia over here on NAS? I actually do think short term probably does trade a little bit of downside here, maybe back down to like 195 and a half, but long term this is very fucking good, man. Very fucking good. I like I said earlier, I know you didn't ask about a weekly, but maybe like into end of year I'd probably be looking for this one to continue up towards like 330 to 350. There's just nothing bearish about this thing long term, as long as you're above the last weekly low, which is 182. Very fucking good there. But yeah, short term still consolidating. I don't think it's like breaking out right now. If you're asking about the Forex specifically, I do think that you trade down short term, back down around about 195, try for a higher low there, maybe even a little bit lower than that. That's completely fine. All good though. Nothing bearish as long as you're above about 181. All right, cool. Justin Young. Oh, there he is. Any chance of a special discount again on TA courses for your upcoming birthday? Yeah, we'll definitely have like a 20% off or something like that, as we typically do. Also 708 on Hong Kong Exchange for a laugh. All right, let's check it out. What could this be? Oh God. Oh God. That one got absolutely hammered, but it's probably another higher low right here, to be fair. It's probably just another higher low, to be honest with you. Or at least it tries to rally from here. I wouldn't be surprised if it gets back to like 19 and a quarter or 20 bucks. Whoops, I missed Jack. Jack says Euro. Oh yeah, Euro. Yeah, let's do some Forex. Okay, let's check out some Forex over here. Euro. Oh, come down, you little piece of shit. Come down, you little piece of shit. Short and medium term. Okay, let's see. Short term to me means like a 4 hour on this thing. See, where are we? Kind of around the last major low right here. Probably does try for another pity bounce within this region. Let's see what a daily looks like. Daily's kind of in free fall, so maybe I'm wrong about that one. More importantly, I would say this one's a lot more likely to head down to about 116.4 or so. This is an example of a perfect death cross, by the way. Cross happens, you test into it immediately, rejection and immediate follow through. So as long as the 10 and 21 are chasing now, this one's very much downside angle. There will be bounce along the way, obviously, but I'd just be looking for lower highs for a bit, and long term, yeah, probably looking towards 116 and a quarter or so. So that means that Dixie's rallying, and what do you know? We were bullish on Dixie at the end of June. Yeah, at the end of June, and I got a lot of shit for it, and I'd still be bullish on it. And oh, what do you fucking know right here? Very likely to. It's actually still not done anything too impressive right there just yet, but it is still looking pretty damn good. All right, fair enough. Bitcoin. 46,150. How can that happen? Dixie rallying plus Bitcoin rallying. Oh, wait, is there more to it than just fucking dollar bad, Bitcoin good? Obviously. Jesus fucking Christ, man. I don't understand why that's like so, whenever I talk about Dixie being bullish, because I mean, it is fucking bullish, for some reason, like, it really seems to piss some people off. I don't understand why. I'm just looking at a chart, for the love of God, but oh well. Interesting, man. I guess, I don't know, man, maybe a bit of an emotional response right there, as is mine. So maybe I got a few things to think about too. What's up, Dimitar? Well, shit, man. Thank you for that. That's very humbling, man. Thank you. I don't know what to say. I'm blushing, sir. But thank you for that, man. That's awesome. Fuck yeah. Ofer Bentov says, hey, Crown, 2 questions. Why don't you ever use the TD sequential? I'm not a big fan of it. The titty sequential. The titty sequential, I mean, it's okay. I actually do know some people use that as their main driver, and they are good. It just didn't really fit into my plans, into my strategy. It doesn't really add anything. And I find like, you know, when you're using the titty sequential, right, you're basically trying to like track momentum and potential reversal points, right? And I just find that there's better tools for that. I like my Joule for that, and I like my RSI divergences for that, amongst other things. But you know, it's fine. It's just doesn't really work or add too much to my current strategy. Anyways, is it good to find support and resistance with the TD sequential? No, it's not at all. It's supposed to just find like short, you know, bit of reversal points. That's all. Anyways, do you ever do one-on-one with program purchase? No, that's for the program, not for one-on-one. I don't do one-on-one, man. I've done it in the past. It's actually been pretty damn fulfilling, but it's also very tiring and very time consuming. And I'm just not in the market for that right now. And hopefully that's, you know, understood. But yeah, if you are in the program, like, you know, obviously I'll be in the Discord with you, and assuming that I'm like at a waking hour, you know, at my computer, you know, I'll respond to messages and whatnot. But it's not a one-on-one thing, to be 100% directly clear, just so that, you know, you understand what it's about and everything. Abadynamic says, thanks for everything. Appreciate that, sir. Appreciate that, man. Jeff says, you asked if we know anyone who finds edge in order books. I don't see how he does it, but Joe Saz comes to mind. He's friends with Swanee. Ask Fibbo. I think I'll just leave that comment as it is, and just move on. But thank you. Maybe I'll reach out to him and see what's up. Mr. Tasco says, Crown Bro, Cardano BTC hourly, daily, weekly. Okay. All right. So we're looking at the Bitcoin pairing here. Up. Imagine this one's looking pretty good, actually, right? Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's looking very, very good there. You're looking at an hourly, daily, weekly. All right. Pretty damn spread analysis of all the different time frames right there. Okay, so it actually is going to break the downtrend. So I would be looking for short-term continuation towards 4,000 satoshis weekly. Yeah, this is what you want to see right here. So very, very unlikely to play that out. That is going to be a failed idea right there, and very likely to continue towards, you know, 4,000 satoshis. If you're looking at an hourly, I don't really have too much to say about an hourly. It's very extended right here. It wouldn't take too much to get a pullback back down to like 37 or so. Yeah, 37 or so, but I don't feel too strongly about that. I feel strong about the daily and weekly. Danny Nelson says, hello, Sir Crown. What's up, man? Love you too, sir. Where can I get crown gear? You're talking about these hats over here? Yeah, man, or I should bring, actually, you can't really see it that well, but yeah, this one right here. For right now, it's actually only for us, but it's been a lot of... there's been a lot of interest in them, so we've actually spoken with our designer, and I think we'll be able to do it like in like early September, perhaps. So yeah, stay tuned. Okay, Raven. Raven, yeah, I remember this one. Oh, you like Excision? Holy shit, man. Yeah, I'm a huge Excision fan. Holy fuck. It's not every day that you find a fellow basehead. That's awesome, man. Elsa actually loves Excision probably more than me at this point too. But yeah, man, I've seen him live like five or six times. He's great. He's great. Anyways, Raven coin, 1 hour 4. Okay, so you're a very low term time frame over here. Hourly. Okay, let me look at the grand scheme of things. I actually would be looking for it to pull back from this region, and I need to see a daily for this, but anywhere back down to like 14 to 15 cents is kind of where I'd be looking towards. 4 hour, same thing. Might spike a little bit higher first, maybe 18.5 cent first, but ultimately I would be looking for it to trade down and consolidate a little bit lower. Oh, Bitcoin, powerful Bitcoin. Show me your girthy green dildos, Bitcoin. Show me. I need to know, Bitcoin, are you? Oh shit! She's going. Sorry, I don't mean to drum with the FOMO drums once again, but yeah, it's fun to see Bitcoin go. Okay, J3F says Sushi USD 1 hour 4 hour daily. Okay, man, these streams are getting longer and longer again. God damn, it's busy day, sirs and zers. 4 hour looking good. Short-term continuation very likely to about 1180 or so. I'd be looking for a pullback there. Daily about same target. However, I would be looking for general continuation over the next couple weeks towards like $13 or so. It's actually a very good reversal right here. Weekly. Yeah, weekly kind of in a good spot as well. So I would be looking for a little bit of short-term continuation, pullback, very likely a higher low in short-term timeframes, and then maybe continuation over the next couple of weeks. Again, most of these charts look the same, to be honest with you. So that's why it's also rather easy to kind of address the prior question as to how you can look at a shitcoin and kind of analyze it relatively simply. It's most because once you've seen one of them, you've typically seen them all, and they typically are going to do whatever Bitcoin does anyways. Okay, cool. E&M says, can you look at glitch GLCH on 4 hour and daily? GLCH. Okay, glitch tether. All right. 4 hour, nice little consolidation right here. Definitely a laggard, certainly a laggard. Very shitty chart long term, incredibly shitty chart, but is going to pop back up to the highs of this rally, 27 cent, and probably break out of this ascending triangle towards 30 and a quarter. Probably yes. I mean, again, whatever Bitcoin does, this thing gets to follow. But this one's certainly a relatively weak one, not the one I'd want to be in. If the market really gets going, but yeah, it's okay on the reversal right here. Jesus fucking Christ, though. As long as you're above the 23.38 cent low, you give it the benefit of the doubt, gets traded with the rest of the market. Jeff says, speaking of Fibbo, fabulous interview. Yeah, man, he's great. I really, really like him. Really great guy, just really super chill. Great to connect the docs in the expanding community. Absolutely, man. Caretaker Mournfall, El Satoshi, Wen Mitch. I'm actually trying to reach out to him, but something always keeps on getting on the way. I'm trying to do my best over here, and also like timing is going to be a fucking pain in the ass with our different time zones. But I have a great amount of respect for Mitch. He seems like a really, really good guy, and we have to get that done at some point. VS says, hey Crown, could you check please look at Cardano short term? We've looked at it a million times already. Okay, look at it for the millionth and first time. Short term, like very short term, probably be looking for maybe just one slight, maybe one more stab a little bit higher, like 185 or so, and then a bit of a pullback from there. Very good move though yesterday. Very, very powerful move, very impressive, and the weekly looks phenomenal here. So maybe one more stab to the upside, and then short-term pullback I'd be looking for. Green Third Eye says, just want to say, hey man, dude, that's fucking awesome, Green Third Eye. So this is exactly how I want the community to like kind of be. I learned something from your response or from your experience basically, and like that's what it's about. It's not like Professor Crown over here teaching people. No, it's like we are colleagues. We are fucking colleagues, and we share experience. And from that experience, you can I am Dr. Crown, however, but with that sort of mentality, like everyone is technically equal, right? We all have same potential at the end of the day. So when you kind of have a thought process like that, you can kind of take things, use them as you will, and then you gain something from it for yourself. And then maybe at some point you come back and you share something new with me, and then I learn something new, which happens all the fucking time now. I mean, it's great. After like 3.5 years of having this community, like I've probably gained the most from it, which is insane. It's fucking amazing, man. The highlight of my life thus far, I think. Also meeting Elsa, pretty damn good too. But as far as things, this would be it. Brizzy B says, can you check out okay, all right. Let's see. DLVA, this thingy? DLVA, Clever. Okay. It is getting some big wicks. Yeah, it is getting some big wicks. I don't really have much to say about something like this. I mean, the reason why it's getting big wicks because this thing's illiquid as fuck. And barely anyone trades it. As you can see, man, this is like not good signs right here. Look, I can't reiterate this enough. I avoid shit like this like the plague. But yeah, it's in an uptrend right now. When the rest of the market's looking decent, this thing will get to rally as well. That's kind of what you're seeing right now. So I don't have any targets to give on something like this. As long as you're maintaining the last daily higher low at about 3,000 wrapped others or whatever the fuck, good. Generally good. Okay, cool. Aussie dollar, yeah. Let's look at Aussie dollar. Good. Some Forex is always fun. Aussie dollar. Okay, what do we have right here on OA and DA? You're looking, okay, about to reverse or break its weekly low. Okay, let's see. Daily looks like absolute dog shit. It might get another bounce here, man, but I know this is not, you're not looking at a daily low when your weekly is absolutely fucking wrecked, as is your monthly. This thing's ready to, this thing looks like it's ready to just absolutely burst. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, this is just another lower high in the macro. So this is why it's very important to be looking at, your higher term timeframes. Here's your high, here's your low, here's your lower high. I wouldn't be surprised to see this thing come down to like 67.5 cents over the next like half year. This is bad. If you're looking for a pity bounce off your last daily low, maybe back up to 73.64, but this is just lower highs the whole way through. There is nothing at all whatsoever bullish about the thing, even on the daily, as long as you're below this lower high at 74 cents. Momentum oscillators are all bearish, hidden bearish divergence all the way through, so helping out that bias. Daily Jewel, a little bit of downside angling right there, and daily BBWP is on the floor, so if that expansion comes on, a trend continuation, that will be very nasty, sir. Very nasty indeed. Mr. Plums, there he is! These plums not gonna suck themselves! Wait, what? The fuck? I thought you were Mr. Chill. Now you're Mr. Zer, actually. Crypto Jesus says, "Hey Crown, could you check out my peep?" No. Wait, is this for real? Motherfucker! I've been trolled on the internet. Those bastards got me 3 years in. You'd think I'd actually know better. God damn it, Jesus! Thought I could trust you. MS says SLP USD daily bonus. Okay. SLP. Not familiar with. I don't think I've ever seen this one. Okay. Well, it exists, so that's good. That's first decent sign. Daily, bit of a reversal right here. We do have a higher low. It's definitely a bit of a laggard within this market. Not the best chart of all time, but is going to follow through with the rest of things. Looking at the weekly, there's nothing there really. Oh, sorry, we must have been on like a 4 hour. Oh yeah, we were on a 4 hour. It probably is going to bust through here. Probably 22.5 cent. Would like to see a 4 hour closure above there, and then could probably target your last highs from July, 24.25 or so. Not the most impressive chart though. Definitely a laggard. Definitely not the one that I want to be in. But the next major level on the daily would be about 22.25 or so. Any sort of a daily closure above there, you could drastically extend targets back up to like 26.5, maybe as much as 29 cent. But not a big fan of the chart long term, but hey, fair enough. It probably does follow through. Again, as long as Bitcoin's holding it up, everything else kind of gets a free ride here. Typically speaking, in varying degrees of relative strength and relative weakness. All right, cool. cool. Okay, so I think, oh my God, we're about 2 hours into this one. I'm gonna start to wrap this bitch up. My voice is starting to already hurt, and then we'll send you off on your very merry way. But looking at Bitcoin right here, and again, for all the altcoin analysis that we did do, pretty much hinges upon the fact that Bitcoin can just keep it up, generally speaking. And we do have a nice daily low, also in line with our last 4 hour higher low. And that would just be basically yesterday's spike low at 44,663. As long as Bitcoin's above there, I do look for Bitcoin to just generally trade sideways and up towards our next technical target, somewhere right around about 48.5 to 49,000 bucks. If we do see any sort of a daily closure above 50,000 bucks, I'm not necessarily saying that's going to happen, but if we do, I would extend targets significantly towards about 55,000 bucks over the next week or two. For right now, things are looking pretty damn good. Daily Jewel is still another, maybe one more continuation drive, but things are very extended right now. So I don't know how much more this has to go. Daily BBWP does suggest that we could actually go for a bit of a run here, but it is expanding alongside momentum oscillators pointing more northwards, and daily RSI looking pretty damn good there as well. So I do think that we have one more move to the upside, and then I want to see it after that. Again, as long as Bitcoin's above yesterday's low, I'm generally looking for sideways and up. Same thing as the last couple days here. if Bitcoin does take out yesterday's low, meaning that it even just trades below 44,663 on Mexico and check your exchange, then I would be looking for an extension down to about 42 before the next bounce, and then perhaps base is a bit lower. But for right now, it's not my main disposition. And let's just take a look at momentum oscillators once again. We do see hourly momentum oscillators will remain to the upside as long as above 45,950. By hourly is going to show 45.5. 3 hour is going to show 45.9, and 4 hour is going to show 45.675, closing in the next hour and 11 minutes and 43 seconds. If those get confirmed, I probably would be looking for that next move to happen perhaps later today. If we fail to see continuation today, still possible, I suppose, tomorrow, but becomes a little bit more nasty overall. But for right now, so to look at this as very likely to maybe get one more move to the upside, barring any sort of a takeout of yesterday's low, and then we come back to it tomorrow and see where we're at. With that said, I want to wish you the best in the Habs. It's been an absolute pleasure, been a good time. Enjoy the outro tunes, and until next time.
Write it, code it, name it, tweet it, mine it, stack it, live it, dream it, post it, scan it, charge it, send it, do it, and receive it. Trade it, buy it, sell it, store it, run it, list it, first rename it. Crypto logic. Pump it, hack it, lose it, dump it, sell it, ditch it, XR, pitch it, copy, paste it, nudge it, test it, build it, try it, bend it, fork it, hype it, pump it, dump it, rinse, repeat, but quick relocate, pause it, list it, send it, burn it, pump it, hack it, quick rename it, take it, type it, blend it, send it, swell it, sell it, flip, unflip it, see it, watch it,